So I wanted to show my process of junk journaling because I think a lot of people have it in their minds that it's really hard and daunting. And that could be true, but I think a lot of people sort of overcomplicate things. So this is my current junk journal, and what I want to do for this video is I'm inspired by this page. This is a yellow page that I did. And what I love about doing pages that are color-based is that nothing really has to go together. As long as it's a like color, it usually translates pretty well. I had it in my mind that I want to do a series with different themed color pages. And I usually start with a blank page, but I did colors so I can kind of keep track of what I'm doing. I wanted to do every color of the rainbow. So I mapped out, this is going to be my red page, my orange, yellow, green, blue, and then eventually purple. So I put all my stuff into a folder, and I usually don't even do this much. I kind of just have everything sprawled out, but for the purpose of this, kind of got things ready. So I'm wanting to use this paper. I'm not sure if you could really see the details there. I think it'll be a good base for a red page. I kind of like how it looks like this. So I think I'm gonna start out with that. So this is a little bit of like a cardboard packaging, and what I like to do personally is peel it so that it's a little thinner and less bulky for the junk journal page. You don't really have to do this, especially if you really like that thick chunkiness of what a junk journal eventually becomes. One thing I have to keep constantly reminding myself that I actually wrote on this page is nothing is sacred if everything is. So I've held on to this for a long time because I really liked the packaging and the details of this like cityscape that you can kind of see there. But if I never use it, it's just gonna be, you know, trash I hold on to. Today I'm gonna use it finally. I want it to lay like this. I like the little gold embellishment on the edge here. I'm gonna like sort of match it up and cut a little like notch for me to keep hold of where I want to make a big cut. Like also mark it here so I know. Obviously I could be doing this a lot neater. I'm not going to, because I want to get this done. So now I've got this cut out roughly how I want it, and I will, you know, it's going a little bit past, but I will fix that later. Now what I'm going to do is peel the side like I said. Now this can get a little bit tricky, mostly because sometimes it'll come off really easy, sometimes it'll thin out and rip the design, which I don't really care about, but I'm going to be really careful because I don't want to deal with that right now. So if you can see right now, I'm just kind of delicately using my fingernail to part the little cardboard so I can peel it. So like this. And I usually try to start it at the point that I want to keep, just so in case it does rip, it's not on the part that I really liked. So that didn't come out that great. One thing with pieces like this, sometimes you could bend them and it'll give you a little edge to grab a hold onto. And I'll do that. Sometimes, like I said, it comes out really easy. Sometimes you're going to be there for a minute peeling. So one thing I didn't realize is that there is a little bit of foil here, and that's not really a good material to stick on a page. Sometimes it lifts because, you know, it's too smooth, it doesn't stay. But because it's not going to be ever level because of the way that I'm pulling this, I'm not that worried about it sticking down. Now, I gotta be honest, I'm a little nervous to turn this around because sometimes bending it like that could wreck the material, but it's not that bad. I'm just gonna glue this down. So, I see a lot of people use that sticker rolly tape for backgrounds, and I think that's okay if you're not creating something precious like this. Um, in my experience using tape and things like that, it doesn't really stick. So I personally like to use a permanent glue stick for things like the background. I really like this one, Elmer's Extra Strength Craft Bond glue stick. And I'm just gonna, since it's covering the whole background, just coat it up. Like, truly, you could not use too much of a glue stick for a thing like this. And I'm also going to put it on the actual paper just so it has like a really good bond there. And this doesn't have to be perfect. Obviously, nothing has to be perfect. But if you do have like a little bit of lifting, you could come in here and fix it while part of it's placed down. Or, you know, you could do that at the end. It's truly up to you. And this is a messy project. Like, there's gonna be trash. Don't worry. So now I can look, and I don't ever really plan a page in advance. I have this alone, this apple, this little, and this is like a tarot card thing that my friend gave me. I have this crab, tomatoes, this girl in the little, whatever, Little Tikes truck, some stars, bird, backpack, mocha pot, just anything red. Hearts with the Keith Haring stamp. These are stickers that my friend gave me. I don't know what exactly these were made for, but they are transparent stickers, which I always really like because they're super versatile. Yeah. See, they're transparent stickers. When it's on a background like this, it'll really stick out. So I might do that later. I'm just not sure. I'm just looking around right now. Now, a lot of it now is just taking out your cutouts and kind of trying to roughly see if anything fits in a particular area. I'm not really feeling this card. And I'll, you know, cut these up to, you know, make it easier on myself. And sometimes I'll have like pre-cut these things to kind of make the process easier on myself. But right now I didn't. I was kind of scrambling to find things. I want to reiterate again that nothing has to be perfect. Okay, so I went ahead and glued down the tomatoes because that was one of the only things I knew for sure that I wanted. I think I want to do this. I just don't know where alone is going to fit in all of this. Maybe up here. I'm not sure about this, but I'm going to thin this out. I originally wanted to keep the shimmery outline, but I think it takes up too much space. And there's a lot of red going on already. That's why I think I want to keep it, because there's the white around to kind of distract from the overwhelm of the red. Like I said, there's really no rhyme or reason. You kind of just do what feels right. I notice when I'm cutting out these things for a spread, that's usually when my ideas for placement come to me. You could probably kind of see when I was cutting it, I was moving things around Just getting a feel for what might look good. But I think now that I've cut a lot of the excess out, I could even take some more. I'm gonna take some more probably. It looks a little bit better. Okay, not perfect, but nothing really is. I will roll with it. I'm not really super happy with how the perfume bottle looks, but it's okay because we could layer a bunch of stuff around it on top of it to kind of distract from anything that I feel looks a little awkward. I think I'm gonna put it down like this. I'm going to cut it down to the size of the sheet of paper. It's not perfect. It's not ever going to be perfect. But okay, now I can continue. When I start gluing things down, I won't use as strong as a glue stick. Might even cut a little bit of it off. Not sure yet. I do think name brands are a little bit overrated when it comes to stuff like this, because when I finally sprung for actual Elmer's glue, like the purple ones, I was disappointed with how they held up in comparison to, you know, the white glue sticks I was using. But you're gonna go through a lot of glue doing stuff like this, so I don't think I'm married to one brand or the other. Now we got two things down. Take some of the glue from the outside and use that there to secure it down. I'll probably end up putting stuff around it or on top of it that'll, you know, secure it better. But this is it for now. So we're gonna put the heart on top of the words but not completely conceal them. I think I'm gonna put the alone somewhere here. I don't know. I'm gonna glue down the heart first because I'm really particular about where I want the heart to be. And the good thing is that when it's like this and it's not dry, you can slide it a little bit in case you change your mind. I also want to say a lot of these, aside from the background, because it came with the packaging of a pack of shirts I bought, they're all free. I mean, they came from random advertising magazines and packaging and things like that. So it's very, very, very rare that I buy anything with the intent to use it in a junk journal like spread. Because to me, my process of junk journaling is this is trash. I am using trash that would be otherwise discarded. But there is no rules. You could literally do anything you want. I think it's really hard for a lot of people to accept the fact that there are no rules. You are literally in control of everything you do. I think this might look good, but I'm not going to glue it yet because I'm not sure what I'm going to put here. There's a lot of options for me. Maybe I'll put the alone here. I want to put the alone somewhere. I like it because it has the red, but it has the white, so it kind of ties in with this perfume bottle. That being said, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll put this. Covers it up pretty well. Yeah, I'm really not sure. This is a really fun part, but also can be a really frustrating part. Just what am I going to do here? Honestly, I don't mind how this looks, so I might go this direction. I had initially thought there wasn't going to be a place for this girl on the little play bike thing, but I kind of like it. It's giving a bit more pop of color. So now it's kind of starting to come together. So let me start with this bird. Let's go ahead and assemble the rest of this. I'm glad I got to use this because I really liked the image. I got this one from some sort of Christmas advertisement catalog for toys. It probably was like a Target one. So here is that girl in her little toy car. I could bring it a little lower or a little higher. The thing is, this is like really thin, almost newspaper, like magazine paper. So it's not going to be very forgiving if I try to make a big shift. There. Okay. I managed to put it up a tiny, tiny bit more, which I think I will be happy with. And I don't want to push my luck on how I moved this, so I might leave this. I just remembered these stickers. So I think I'm going to use some because of the white we're using in the background. I wish I would have remembered it before I placed her down. Could I peel her back up? Okay. Okay. I got really lucky there. I'm gonna have it almost touching this part of the balloon because one, it makes it look like, you know, it was there intentionally, not just on a whim right now, but it also will secure that little part down. Like this is lifting up a little bit, I'll probably put a sticker, or if I really wanted to, let's see, I can get some glue on my finger and try to like work it in there. I don't love how that looks, but you know, like I said, more things are gonna go on top of it. I'm gonna put her back. I like how it peers through the little window in the car. And now that she's up, I can really try to figure out what I'm doing here. I love junk journaling because a lot of the times I feel like I am able to enter this sort of mindlessness zone, especially usually it's later at night that I work on these. I'm watching TV maybe, listening to music, in a place where I'm pretty content. I like this little jewelry piece. I was intending to cut this off, but I kind of like how it sticks out. So I might leave that. And then also have this sticking out a little bit. Okay, I'm really glad I decided to go this route. But I'm also a little nervous. Since I glued it once before, it might be a bit unforgiving if because of the magazine print. Like it might start to bleed a little bit. Yeah, I'm ripping color off. Oh no. Okay. I really cannot move her. I cannot move her anymore. I ruined it a little bit, but it's fine. One thing I thought of as I was doing that is, I don't know if it might be too much, but putting another one of these stickers here. Let me go and cut this part now. And I think that might be good, but I'll keep this to the side in case I want to put it somewhere else later. So I don't really know what can fit here. I have the little backpack. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'll lift the alone again. So indecisive. And it's starting to adhere already, so I'm just gonna do it like that. I'm not content with the cut around the backpack, but I have to let go of some things, right? I think I'm gonna find a red pen and color that part red so it doesn't stick out as much. The only thing I found was a Sharpie, and I'm gonna use it, but I'm not a huge fan of using Sharpie in my junk journal just because it can be a little stinky in a way that lingers. For the, you know, purpose of this, it worked. It works fine. I'm happy with that. I'm glad I found something to go with this little stamp. I don't want to make it too cluttered. I think it already has plenty going on. Let me glue these down, and I think I am gonna have it sticking out. Editing Micah here. Hello. I'm just voiceovering this part because I think I truly like ran out of steam here. I said I was going to pick up where I left off and mess around with it, but this was pretty much the final spread. I will mess around with this because I've been recording for so long, and I'll just show you what I end up doing. Hello, I'm here to give a final wrap up of the page. Like I said, I didn't change much from where I showed in the video, but if you'll notice, there's something missing. And I think I cut around it a lot, so you can't really tell in the video, but I was agonizing over putting that heart right here. I went back and forth between if I wanted to put it there or down here for the longest time, and I finally decided to put it there, and I don't know what happened to it. And I've been searching for it, but I haven't found it yet. That's the thing about junk journaling that is pretty cool, is that you're never really done. My first junk journal that I started around 2024, I finished it, and I still occasionally add things to pages that I think fit. So it's kind of always a work in progress. It's really messy, it's fun, but yeah, so that's my wrap up for my red page. I don't know if anyone is interested in seeing me do the rest of the colors of the rainbow like I talked about. I don't think I want to do it like I did this video because I recorded like 2 hours of footage and I needed to condense it because I knew no one was going to watch 2 hours. So let me know if you're interested in seeing me continue to do this. I know I wasn't really giving a tutorial or anything. I was just kind of showing my process. Yeah, let me know if you want to see anything else. All right, thank you for watching, and I'll post a picture of the final spread.